How are we doing today? Yay, okay. Welcome out to Texas Country Lounge. I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Lone River Ranch Water and Chef's Barbecue. Did everybody get some barbecue? Yes? Yeah. My hometown, by the way, Aaron Watson playing there Friday. If you want to come to Belton on Friday, Aaron Watson will be there. And maybe Bri a little later on in the fall here. There's an offer in.
I heard a rumor.
Yeah. Excited about this, and thank you again. I'll tell her 100 times before we get out of here for saying yes, because the artists come up here, and a lot of times they come into the studio and visit with us, but to come do a lounge in front of people and give up a day, I truly appreciate it. Please make welcome the lovely Miss Bri Bagwell.
Thank you. A rare day off. Only for Eric Raines. That's it. Not for Bob. I'm just kidding. For Bob, too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bri Bagwell.
Song's about moving here.
How long ago?
I moved here in '05, and I didn't buy a house like the person that didn't know what the economy was going to do. But I was 18 when I moved to Austin, and that song's about just, Austin is not Las Cruces, New Mexico. And I found that out real quick.
See, we were walking down the hall, and I've known Bri, I feel like, forever, but I feel like when I met you, you were already playing music, but that's not the case. You moved here and went to the University of Texas.
I did. I got a business degree and a lot of debt. And I loved Austin. I live in New Braunfels now. It was like New Braunfels, Buda, like than Austin. But I loved living here. I lived here for a long time, and it was always just a really good place for music, and I was so inspired. I wanted to go to college and go to the live music capital of the world. That was like the melding of those things was the perfect place for me to move. And so I got accepted. I moved here.
That's hard.
With zero friends. It was hard out of state getting accepted into the business school. It was
I tried, but here we are.
I think it's harder, they accept 250 out of state kids or something. It was really crazy. It was hard to get into, but what I have found with athletics as well is like if you really want to excel, you can't be in Texas. Like it's too big and everyone's too good and too smart here. Like I was the Gatorade Player of the Year.
I was about to say,
yeah.
y'all are looking at a state champion Gatorade Volleyball Player of the Year. Let's give her a big hand, everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you never thought of playing for Texas or trying out?
Well, I played for the club team at UT, but I think that was my point is we started out 0-3 against Texas teams at volleyball. Every year we went to El Paso and we were like, oh, these Texas people. So, if you want to thrive, you just go to a really small state. I was thriving there.
You're still thriving. This is and I'll say it, and it's the first woman we've had up here as far as our Texas Country Lounge. I'm sure you hear that a lot. But one of the things that I've noticed here lately, and I've known Bri, I feel like for a while, I want to say 15 years since you've been playing around here. For a while, she's probably the one woman that never gave herself credit enough for what she's done in this scene. I feel like you're finally starting to give yourself some credit because there's a lot of women now that are doing this, that are trying to do this. And for a while, there was two, maybe you and a few other people. Talk about that, how hard it is. And you've just kind of let that go and continued. You could have had the record deal. You went to Nashville. You tried to play that game or play the game, but always wanted to keep your roots and your fan base here in Texas. Speak on that.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to say, and I think you have helped me with that mind shift. I remember going through that mind shift where you're like, you need to give yourself more credit. And I think the reason that I didn't for so long is because success in the music business is so insane, and you're kind of reminded all the time. I had a guy wait in line at my sold-out Green Hall show to tell me to just hang in there, and I was like, what? Like, I think but if you're not, Miranda or Lainey Wilson, sometimes people don't think you're successful, and so that kind of messes with your mind. And as much as I'm in it and I'm on the road all the time and I'm trying to do social media and kind of always drowning in the business, you forget to take that bird's eye view of your career. And so you would always help me do that, and I appreciate that. And now what's happening more and more is there's all this direct feedback, right? Like there's the direct feedback of these girls that are like, I am doing this because of you, and they're directly telling me, so that's a lot easier for me to process, I guess, what I've done. But I always credit people like Sunny Sweeney, Kelly Willis, Bonnie Bishop, Jamie Lynn Courtney. I mean, there's a bunch of us, but when I started Pauline Reese, there was really, like you said, there wasn't many. And people said, you should just go to Nashville. Like, girls don't do anything in Texas, and you should just go. Every manager I knew told me that. And I think the thing for real is that I'm like, what am I going to do? Go to Nashville and wait tables and write songs? I'm making a living playing music. I mean, I wasn't making a lot of money, but to me, having a job doing this full time was cooler than quitting that to go have a very small chance of making it in Nashville. This is cooler. I don't know. I can still go to Target. It's lovely.
Was it last week, weekend before last, and I knew you had played, I knew it was going to be a big monumental gig for you, but you played Billy Bob's, and afterwards, I remember sending you the text, I knew it was going to be a big day for you, good luck. And then afterwards, I was like, how did it go? And you're like, it's the best night of my life. Talk about playing Billy Bob's. For a lot of people, there's certain gigs in Texas that you get to play, whether it's Green Hall or getting to play the Broken Spoke, but to headline your own show at Billy Bob's.
Yeah, I don't think they give many indie females their own shows there. So just getting a date there is a big deal. It was the most money I've ever made in my life, which was very fun. I was like, I want to do this tomorrow. And they're like, no. It was so magical. My mom came, my brothers came, a lot of my family flew in. And for them to kind of see what we do on the biggest scale, big stage, big sound, great crowd, amazing hospitality. I think that those for me are the wins. So of course, like right after that, I'm like, I gotta play the Opry. My mom's like, give it a minute. Like, enjoy the Billy Bob's. That was a thing for me for a long time that I wanted really bad. And so I'm bad about, okay, what's the next thing? But it was really magical. I cried on stage, and in not embarrassingly, I don't think. Just enough, one tiny tear. But.
It's awesome. Bri, you talked about Sunday Sweeney when she played the Grand Ole Opry. She couldn't finish the show. She cried the whole time. It wasn't one of those, right?
No, but if I play the Opry, it will be.
Yeah.
Don't come to that one. It's going to be embarrassing.
Play us another song now. No record deal, no management, and you got a new song. Can you do that song? I know it's a new one that you released a couple of weeks ago about being the female and this run that you've had and the ups and downs and the walls that you've walked into. I've heard you talk about the manager when he walked in. He said you're too old to be in this business.
I was 26. I wonder what he thinks of me now. But I love to write songs about being on the road, and I hit the highway as hard as I can, and I always have, because that's what my heroes did. When I moved here, I wanted to be like Pat Green and Corey Morrow and Jason Boland, and what they were doing was hitting the highway, playing all over, and so that's just what I grew up watching, and that's what I wanted to do. And I write songs about being on the road all the time, and I hesitate to put them out because they're about me, but my producer, she's like, you got to put this one out, because I think it's about chasing a dream in general, and if you do what you love and you're chasing a dream hard, it's can be quite taxing. And this one in particular, I was on a long run through the Midwest, 3 weeks in a row or something crazy, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, I'm 107 years old. I just looked so tired and so old, and so that's how this song came about. Thank you.
Road Warrior, Bri Bagwell. I don't think anybody's disappointed. I understood completely, but where's whiskey today?
I know. I'm disappointed too. And
if
also,
y'all don't know, whiskey's her little rescue dog.
Yeah. And my boyfriend's not here either, so I realized that in my life, it's like, where's your dog? Where's your boyfriend? And then I'm third. And so
well, if you had to choose boyfriend or whiskey.
Oh my gosh, now that's a song.
A word gets a third, just saying.
Dang, that's really good. I don't know, because I love her so much. I love her an unhealthy amount. And she's actually more famous than me, which is pretty fun. My friend Bo's here, Bo Brumble, and one time we were at the river, and it was during COVID, I think, and my hair had grown out, and it was naturally really dark brown. at the time, and I had no makeup on, and my dog ran into the river, and this guy was like, "Hey, that looks like Bri Bagwell's dog." And I said, "Does it?" And he goes, "Yeah, right?" And then he walks off. Cool. So I guess I'm down the list. But yeah, I found her southeast of Austin, and she's a Chihuahua mix. We got her DNA tested. She's a Chihuahua mix. She's about 7. I've had her for 6.5 years, and she's just the best, cutest little dog in the whole world. I bought her an RV. Now we travel in an RV, just so my dog can go. So.
Have y'all seen Whiskey the doggy? She plays with her dog up in her arms while she's playing. You have every accessory that I could imagine for a dog. And my favorite part about it, you had Whiskey for a while, and then the song came about. Talk about, can you play that song or talk about it?
Yeah.
The Rescue.
I found a lady named Helene Cronin, who I think is one of the greatest living songwriters of our time. She just got a Cody Johnson cut, which is pretty cool. But I've written a bunch with her, and I think she's really careful with songs. And I told her I really wanted to write a song about my dog, but every time I do, I just start sobbing. And so she just kind of sat down and started writing it with me. And the whole time we were writing it I was just crying the whole time. She had to sing the work tape. And for a long time, I couldn't play it without crying. And now I was playing with Zane Williams, and it talks about having a leash and a collar. And so he said, "Man, I thought that song was about Paul until you got to the part about a leash and a collar, and then it got a little kinky over there." So now that makes me giggle. And I think, and also when I was playing it, people would apologize. They're like, "I'm so sorry about your dog." And I'd be like, "No, she's still alive. Like, I love her. I just love her so much." And there's a lot of who rescued who out there. And for me, it's not the case. I was dating a bad person. That dog saved me from that relationship, and everything good that I have in my life is because of a 13-pound Chihuahua. And that's like not an exaggeration. Like she did all those things for me. And we have stickers with her face on it. We donate all the money to charity, and I just gave $500 to the Kerrville one. But we've just passed our $8,000 to donating to local shelters because of the dog. Like, that's ridiculous. She just sleeps all the time. And
you played the song for the first time for me at Music Fest, and one of my favorite parts about Music Fest is just, it's a room like this, it's a small room, and artists come in and they play for you, but every once in a while they'll debut a song. You debut that, and I'm a softie, and I bawled.
And Eric is the reason that this song went to radio, so, the ebbs and flows of the music business, it's like feast or famine. So this song came out in the winter. We were all already so I said, I'm not going to put it out to radio. It's very expensive to put a song out to radio, if you don't know that. And my promoter just sent it because of Eric, and it went number 1 with $0. Like, that's so special, and it's a testament to the song, I think.
For the song, I had zero to do with it. The song, truthfully,
and Eric.
She played the song. I cried, and I said that impacted me when she played it for me. I was like, you're big enough in this scene. You can do this without having people. Let people hear this, and obviously it took off. And it had a lot to do with the dog.
Well, yeah. And then we did a video where people submitted pictures of their rescue animals, whatever they were. We had to shut down the website after 20 minutes because it got flooded with pictures for the video, which was crazy. So the music video is just people with their rescues. And, we're continuing to do good stuff with Humane Society, New Braunfels, and a local shelter back home, but now I got to play the Kerrville Pet Gala. I'm doing a big thing in Midland for a dog charity. I just did one in San Angelo where I played, and they had all the adoptable dogs. So I'm like, you write one song about your dog, and then you're like, but that's so fun.
You're the dog lady.
I'm the dog lady. I'm the crazy dog lady. That's fine. I love it.
Will you play the rescue?
Yeah. I'm not much of a finger picker. And it is another reason I wanted Paul to come. So Paul's in a band called the Wilder Blue, and his bus call is in McKinney, Texas, so he's got to drive tonight all the way to McKinney. So he's like, no offense, but I don't want to go up 35, then down 35, and then up 35.
It's rains, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. There was free barbecue. I almost got him. Chefs almost got him here. Thank you, my doggy. Thank you.
If you can imagine, we were at Music Fest Steamboat Springs. It's been like 3 days, and Bri plays me that for the first time, and she's crying, and I'm like, ooh. So,
And the reason I brought up Paul is because he plays that. He offered to do that whole track for me. So if you go listen to it on Spotify or whatever, he plays all the instruments on it, including drums, whatever, steel guitar, whatever's on it. He said jerk like that. But I'm not used to having to play it myself because I have someone better to do it for me all the time. But that's okay.
Love the song. If
Thanks.
People want to know more about the rescue and how it's out there where you find music, correct?
Yeah, wherever you find music, I'm on it. And I have a whole team. So we talk about not having a record deal and stuff. I actually just turned one down, which is interesting.
Really?
But I do have a giant team. So I have a great PR team, which you call my high-end PR team.
I know. That's neat. I'm like, you have people.
Yeah. An agent, a radio promoter. I mean, I do have a giant team. I just don't have a traditional team, I guess. And that's what makes Texas cool is because a lot of people, like Sunny Sweeney's like my hero. And so she does it like I do too. And it's a lot because you're the person that's the artist and you're also the manager. And that's really hard being in the thick of it and also above all of these people too, or in charge of them. But it's an interesting dynamic, and I just wake up in the morning and I'm like, how am I going to get through today? But the music makes it all worth it.
Well, the music is not all you do. And I do have to talk about your OnlyFans podcast. Maybe y'all have heard of OnlyFans, but Bri, and it's got mixed up several times because there have been artists that think that Bri has an OnlyFans page.
I do have
I think I've even messed it up in a post before. I'm like, hey, I can't wait to be on your OnlyFans podcast. But it's called OnlyVans, and it's highly successful, like one of the top 10 in the country.
Yeah.
So, obviously, for musicians, we're always trying to find, I say we, I do it every once in a while, trying to find a hustle. And that just was that like, I want to try this for fun, and then you're really good at it. I found myself last night just scrolling through the different kinds of artists. It's not just artists, it's people influential in the scene that you have on your podcast. How did it start and then completely take off?
Yeah, well, thank you. It's not top 10 in the country, but I appreciate
Just
that
go with that.
statistic.
Just go with
Okay. It is in the top 10% of all podcasts in the world. I think so. That's maybe the same. I don't know. It's not the same.
Your
But that's
semantics
okay.
right here are getting a little deep.
If it gets us another sponsor, we'll take it. But actually, the producer of my podcast, Kyle, he was my tour manager for a while, and he has another podcast called Texas Toast, and he said, you should just talk to people. I'll do all of the work. And that was what did it, because I can't possibly take on one more thing. So he edits it, shoots the video, shoots the audio, does all the social media, and all I have to do is, text Kevin Fowler and be like, can you come be on my podcast? So, which he hasn't been on it yet either, neither of you. But
I was supposed to, but
you canceled on me. Just so everyone
I had a
knows,
heart attack. Come on.
Okay. But it's been really fun, and we got picked up by a big network. And I mean, the people that want to be on the podcast, I mean, it's so wild that people are reaching out to me. John Dixon comes out next week. That's really interesting from Steamboat. I've been talking to Summer Dean online. We're gonna interview her next week.
She's fun.
She's incredible.
She's wacky.
She's so great. I love her. I'm a big fan. So it's just a way for me to talk. I just talk to my friends, and it's not, I think what has made it what it was is it's not your traditional, I do 10 podcasts a week, and it's like, how'd you get started? Where are you going next? Whatever. So this is more like, remember that time at Steamboat we all got tipsy and wind jumped in the snow naked? Like, it's more stuff like that. That's not an actual story. I don't know.
No, it was, we got trapped in Steamboat, and
Yes.
there was an avalanche. I remember it. I listened to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's kind of insider stories, and where we're just talking, kind of like this, where you're just talking
I was
with
about
your
to
friend.
say, what we're doing right now is kind of that. So, do you prepare? Do you write down questions, or you just wing it and have a conversation? Are there certain people that you think it's going to be a good idea until they show up and you get totally nervous? Because I do.
I was really nervous for Del Brisby. Do y'all know Del Brisby?
Oh, yeah. Brisby would make me nervous because he is a highly influential YouTuber, and like he's got millions of people. Y'all know who Del is? Yeah.
I just didn't know if I was going to be interviewing the character of Del Brisby or him as it was I didn't know how to
Which
prepare.
one was it?
The character, who basically called me his ex-wife the whole time, which was very funny because he's married to a girl from New Mexico. She's my friend. But it was, he was very much in character. And so how do you interview someone who is Do you know what I mean?
Didn't you say something like you were horny with him on that?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I said the worst sentence of my whole life. I accidentally said something that I thought sounded braggy, but instead of saying braggy, because I was probably nervous, I said that sounded very tooting my own horny.
Yeah, it's
I almost had a
Red.
panic attack on camera. Like, you see my panic rise. I would never say either one of those words on the podcast, and I said them together in the same sentence. It was awful. Anyway, and I got, what was really funny is I went to go interview Willie Braun of Reckless Kelly at his house, and Mickey was just in town from Mickey and the Motor Cars, and so Willie was like, "Hey Mick, you want to come be on this podcast?" So then I did I did a podcast with Mickey without any preparation, because I always prepare. I always have a sheet of emergencies.
It's right there.
You don't ever look at it, but it's comforting that it's there. Or dates, like I just had Blue Edmondson on the podcast, and I wanted to make sure I got the dates of all of his last records and stuff correct, stuff like that. But it really just falls out pretty naturally. I've been nervous a couple times, but for the most part, it's the easiest thing that I do, which is fun.
Have you forgotten anyone's name yet? That's why I have to write. I'm literally the worst at, I will sit in front of you, but I introduced Sonny Sweeney once, and I've, if you've listened over the years, I've told this story. I'm on stage at Music Fest, and there's 3,000 people in front of me, and I normally write on a card just like this the name of the artist, just in case. Ladies and gentlemen, if my brain stops, I write it right there. And it's the last night. I've known Sonny Sweeney my entire life. She's been in studio with me. I played her for the first time at the old station, was the first to ever play her, and there I am on stage. And I said, her song, Bottle by the Bed, was picked up by Whiskey Riff as the song of the year. She's played the Grand Ole Opry more than anybody on this mountain, and Leanne Womack is sitting out there. And I'm like, she's been in that circle for so many times. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome. And at that very moment, I realized I don't know her name. So I turn and I look at the bass drum right here, and I'm like, surely, it's going to say Sonny Sweeney. No, it's a backline kit.
We all fly in. We don't bring drums, yeah.
So I said, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up, and walked off the stage. That's all I said. I didn't say her name. And Sonny was in her head, like she's ready to do her first song, and she's like, "Thank you, Eric." And I walked off stage, and the first person I see is a photographer, photogs and videographers. And I'm like, maybe I got away with this. And they said, "You forgot her name, didn't you?" I'm like,
there is a weird thing that happens when you get nervous, because you and I, what we do, we are so used to not being nervous. So, like when I was on The Voice or a couple of different TV shows, when you feel yourself getting nervous, you don't know what to do with it, because these kinds of things don't make us nervous anymore. So when you start to feel nervous, then you freak out that you're nervous, and then you completely blank. So that's totally normal. And when I go out in front of that many people to sing, I'll blank on things I've never blanked before, or I'll look down at my hands shaking, and then I'm like, why is my hand shaking?
I get the nervous knee thing, and I'm
everyone.
I was we were co-hosting the Texas Regional Radio Awards, and I walked out and I looked at everybody. And I'm like, my knee is shaking, and I know everyone can see it shaking, and I can't make it stop.
They're like, well, you're standing between Bri Bagwell and Kylie Fry. If your knee is not shaking, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
That was very tooting my own horny.
You mentioned The Voice. You did The Voice. What was the other show on the Nashville Network?
Yeah. Well, I did CMT's Next Superstar way long ago, and then The Voice, and then I did USA's Real Country. So I've done 3 different TV shows. Travis Tritt.
Yeah, you had the cool white fringe outfit. I remember. It's terrible that I know that. But
no, that's good.
Did you get to keep that?
No, you don't get it. Well, they wanted me to wear this giant, beautiful, Mexican dress that was just gorgeous, because I sang 7 Spanish Angels, and so they wanted me to wear this. And it's the guy who did all the outfits. He's Taylor Swift's personal wardrobe guy. He's amazing.
Braggy again.
I know. I wasn't paying for him, and so he picked this out, and it was really gorgeous, but it just wasn't me. So at the very last minute, I said, can I wear something else? And he's like, okay. So he did. But they were paying $600 a day to rent that other giant dress that I didn't even wear. So the fact that you said that, I'm like, see, it was the right move. Yeah.
I remembered. What did you take away from doing all this? Because a lot of artists there's a new one coming up in the fall with a bunch of the women that are here in the scene. Yeah. What did you take away? Did you enjoy that experience? Because I know a lot of people come out of it and they're like, even talking to Sundance Head, who won it, and I wouldn't say he regrets it, because he won it, and it helped him with the deal, but now he's having to fight. He's the voice guy, And he was an artist in this scene before, and now he's having to fight the fact that, oh, you won The Voice, you got a head start on everybody, when he really did not.
He called me yesterday. I forgot to call him back. What was the question? I'm just kidding. I got it. But I did blank. I think that the main thing is I put everything on this is my shot, right? Like this is my chance to make it. And you feel so much pressure not to blow it because you've been working so hard your whole life. And so you think that these 90 seconds, your whole career is riding on that 90-second performance. And I was so unbelievably nervous for all of them, like throwing up nervous. It wasn't fun for me. I didn't enjoy it. And I didn't enjoy it because I was putting way too much pressure on it. Especially in this culture, things come and go. You know, the next day people turn the page. And so I wish I would have just enjoyed it more and not put so much pressure on it. It's hard not to, though. I mean, you know, I'm singing for Blake Shelton, Christina Aguilera, Adam Levine, and CeeLo Green or something. Like, it was crazy. I mean, that's too much pressure. And I wish I would have fought harder for my song. I
was going to say, do you pick what you want to do on some of those, or they're like, this is what you do, take it or leave it?
Well, I didn't.
This is who we want to create with you on this show.
And both times it was they wanted me to be the Miranda, or they wanted to be the girl from Texas that, you know, so I didn't like my song choice. I liked the songs, but I didn't want them to be that, you know, I didn't want them to paint me in that corner I'd already been painted into that corner. That's why I made it that far. So one of the songs on the Travis Tritt thing was a Miranda song. And of course, like, I'm a giant Miranda fan, but it's like, I see what you're doing here. And let me sing something soulful, or let me sing something that is fit for my voice. And I sang on The Voice, I sang Goodbye Earl by the Dixie Chicks, which, great song, love it. But is that who I want to showcase myself as a vocalist? That's not the song that I would choose. But I couldn't change it, or at least they made me feel like I couldn't. And you know, hopefully I don't have an NDA and I'm going to get in trouble there. But my roommate, she got to choose her song. So they do let you choose to a certain extent, but I didn't get to choose. And then Blake turned around and said, "You're a better singer than that song. I know you." And I said, "Well, I didn't get to choose this song." And then they didn't air my audition. So
because you said that.
So I canceled 6 weeks worth of shows. I still paid my band that time. Went almost bankrupt. This was a long time ago. But still paying my guys and made a couple promoters mad, et cetera. 6 weeks of shows to not even be put on TV. You know, that's a giant risk. And I wasn't going to do any more TV shows. I was done with that whole thing until USA was like, you're going to be on Team Travis Tritt. I was like, well, I'll be there tomorrow. Like, I don't know, I'll go. And I got to hug Shania Twain, and we got stuck together for 5 minutes because of my fringe and her. So it was worth it, I think.
Did you get a picture of that at least?
No cameras. But I looked up at my mom, and I was like, "Mom, I'm stuck to Shania Twain." She was like, "Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I see you."
We got time for one more song.
Okay. Well, I feel I had a request. I should probably.
You should play a song about all your heroes.
Song's about Sunny Sweeney. I like to kind of tell this story a little bit just because my first booking agent was at Billy Bob's, and Will Clark Green was there, and he booked, his name is Nick, he booked me, Will Clark Green, Jody Booth, Josh Ward, Cody Johnson, Adam Hood for a little bit. I mean, he had this crazy roster of people that we've all gone on to do things, and but he always thought we should bond as a booking agency, so we'd all get together and jam. Like, we jammed one time, and I think it was Josh Ward, it might have been Kojo, but that said, we're going to do Merle Till You Hurl, which is where you play Merle Haggard songs in a circle till someone throws up. And I was the only, I think it was maybe one other girl, but me and Josh Ward said, Bri Bagwell held her own with a beer between her legs singing Merle Haggard. So this song sounds like a love song, but it was born of my time trying to keep up with those dudes. Thank you for that request over there.
Bri Bagwell, you're a big hand.
Thanks.
I always do this, and I should have waited to the very couple questions if anyone has a question for Bri.
Oh.
Uh-oh. And then...
My boyfriend is not here. My dog is not here. Next question. Yeah.
We got a question back here.
Oh, no.
I'm a crazy dog person, too.
This is the best Q&A I've ever been to in my whole life.
What's your name?
Maya Hardy.
Maya Hardy.
Give Maya a hand.
Oh, my gosh.
And thank you, John Hardy, for coming out. Divided Sky Roofing and Solar, if you need a roof. There's
Oh,
a plug
right.
there. I want to say thank you, Bri.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You made her cry. That's
I know,
awesome.
it's
That
really
makes for
nice.
good radio too. We get that on video. Get the tight shot. Go
Zoom
ahead
in.
and zoom in right
I
now.
just put these eyelashes on. No, I'm just kidding.
Bri always shows up. She was there for South by Southwest. She's never said no. She's always come to the party, and like she said in the green room, she always shows up for people, whether it's for me, or whether it's the T3R, the TCMA, whatever the award shows. But she's always been there. So thank you as a friend and radio schmuck for showing up for us. I truly appreciate
I'm
you.
only doing it so you'll be on my podcast, and then
I'm-
I'm
I
out.
can't wait.
Then I'm out. Just kidding.
She's the million-time female vocalist of the year here in Texas. Please, one more time, big hand for Bri Bagwell.
Thank you guys. Thank you all so much for listening.
Thanks to Lone River Ranch Water, Chef's Barbecue, a big sponsor. Thank you again, John Hardy, Divided Sky, for showing up and hanging with. And for everybody that took the day off to come up here and during your lunch hour and support live music and to listen to 95.9 Texas Country. Thank you all again for coming out.
I'm going to need a ranch water after that one.